Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. And today we're going to continue to talk about Till There Was You. That's right, Till There Was You, that lovely rom-com from 1997 that I love so much. I know no one else loves it. The movie fucking flopped at the box office. It made no fucking, I lost money. It didn't help anyone's career. Nobody got a boost from this except maybe Sarah Jessica Parker, but that's from something totally different. It wasn't because of this, okay? She just lucked out. She decided that she couldn't be really, she wasn't getting cast in movies anymore. So HBO offered her a TV show, which is, if you're a movie actress and you get offered a TV show, that's kind of a step down. But luckily, the TV show she was offered was Sex and the City, which became a big fucking hit. Y'all know why, okay? I've already reviewed that fucking piece of shit show. Although, you know what? I take that back. I take that back. I actually loved Sex and the City. Sex and the City was a great show. I loved it. I reviewed every episode. Okay, I didn't do that just because I felt like I did it because I enjoyed the show. I thought it was really good. I just thought they got a lot of things wrong, and so I was just here to set the record straight, if you know what I mean. All right, but that new show, and Just Like Crab, that's a piece of shit. That's a piece of shit. I already reviewed that abortion. Okay, and I'm gonna review the second season when that comes out this summer. But right now, I decided in the interim to review a bunch of chick flicks. So that's what I do. I give you a straight man's point of view here. Okay, the real question you need to ask yourself is, can you handle it? Can you handle the truth? Because I don't think you can. I don't think you can. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Okay, I got nothing to gain by lying to you at all. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what your dad didn't tell you, your boyfriend didn't tell you, your husband didn't tell you. I'm gonna fucking tell you the truth about these chick flicks. Okay, now usually what I do is I destroy chick flicks here. Okay, because a lot of these movies that you women love so well are just fucking stupid as fuck. They really are. They make no fucking sense. Now I know you can make the argument. Oh, yeah, well, that stuff that you guys watch is stupid as fuck too. Yeah, like Fast and the Furious. Okay, yeah, like the Avengers. Like those superhero movies. That shit. Of course, this shit's all bullshit. But you know what the difference between rom-coms and those movies is that when we leave the theater after watching Fast and Furious, we know goddamn well that shit ain't gonna happen to us. Okay, nowhere even close. Okay, nowhere even close is that gonna happen to us. We know that's bullshit. That's a male fantasy all the fucking way, and that's where it belongs. That shit does not happen in real life. Okay, you women watch this fucking shit and you think that this is gonna happen to you. You're gonna meet a guy like this. Everything's gonna happen just this way. It's gonna be all perfect and lovely. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. It's not. It's not, okay? People don't act like this way in real life, okay? So anyway, so I actually love this movie, okay? I love it a lot, but it is a piece of shit. I'm going to tell you right now, okay? I've shown this movie to many women that I've dated, okay? And none of them had ever seen it before, and I know why now, because I was looking at this movie from a young man's eyes. I saw it when it first came out. I was very young at the time. I was like 21, 22 maybe. I saw it for free. I didn't have any money. I was broke. I had no fucking car. I was stationed in a military base, okay, in the Marines at Camp Lejeune, and they had a free base theater for us, so I went there to watch the movie for free. I watched a lot of movies for free that way. This was one of them, and I enjoyed it a lot back then. Now looking at it now as an older man, okay, well, I understand now that, okay, I was very lonely. I was very horny, okay, and I was very frustrated. Okay, and that's the reason I love this movie so much. Okay, this movie's not very good at all. It fails on so many fucking levels. There's still things about this movie that I love. Okay, some of the things that I really like about this movie, and I'm going to talk about that here. Okay, that's what I do here. Okay, as I review the movie, but a lot of the bullshit in here, I'm going to point that out too. Okay, a lot of it is bullshit. It's contrived. Okay, well, all movies are contrived, but this one is right in your face. It's one thing to be mesmerized by a story. It's another thing to see the fucking strings. Okay, to see the puppet strings being moved along. You're not supposed to see that. Okay, you're supposed to be fucking well involved in the movie already. Okay, you shouldn't have to fucking point out shit like that. All right, but I can't help it. I can't help it. Once you've seen something, I can't unsee it. All right, and this movie, I wanted to give it a great review. That's the reason I picked this subcategory, chick flick praise, because I wanted to actually, for a change, I wanted to give you a review of a movie, a chick flick that I actually enjoyed. A straight man's point of view. Go fucking figure. I actually enjoyed this movie, and I still enjoy it, but it's got a lot of faults. So if you don't like it, okay, I totally understand. Okay, I didn't understand it back then when I first saw it, but I understand it now. Okay, I know now why people did not like this movie. I know why it made no money. I know now why the critics hated it and why it was a big fucking flop. I understand it now. I didn't understand it back then because I didn't pay attention to shit like that back then, but I do now. Okay, all right. So where we left off last time, there was a big breakup scene. Okay, we had Gwen and John. They broke up because Gwen was trying to preserve her apartment complex. Okay, they were going to tear it down. Okay, and her boyfriend John is the city councilman who was trying to get her apartment complex torn down. Hence, everybody got evicted. Okay, and then Gwen was trying to fight it. She was writing all these letters to the LA Times anonymously, writing stories about the importance of her apartment building, which is called La Fortuna because it was designed by one of the first female architects in LA. Bullshit. Okay, it was designed in 1928. It's called El Cabrillo, and it was built by what's his name, Cecil B. DeMille, a very famous silent director and producer. Okay. So yeah, so she files for historical status. She wins historical status, but unfortunately, historical status cannot save that apartment complex. They're going to tear it down anyway. Okay. Now her boyfriend is on the city council. He's the one of the guys that voted. Okay. To preserve it or to tear it down. Well, he tells her, hey, listen, we made the vote on it and we voted down La Fortuna. I'm sorry, but they're going to tear it down. You're gonna have to move. Okay. And she's like, she assumes that he voted for her, but then he tells her the truth. He says, no, the vote is unanimous. I voted against you, babe. It's like, I want it torn down. It's not a vote against you, okay, but I already had commitments. I've already made promises. I've already made deals, okay? That apartment building needs to go down, okay? And she gets all fucking pissed off and she throws a big shit fit. Her heart's broken now. I believed in you. I trusted you. There's people as well that you just can't forgive. People like you. Well, you know what, fucking bitch, Gwen? You know what? Okay, he didn't fuck you because he was trying to get something out of it. Okay, unlike her. Okay, she was fucking, yeah, she was attracted to him. Yeah, I know they play that up, that she was in love with him when she was a little girl because they met when they were kids, and he's handsome, he's successful, all this kind of fucking shit, she's proud to have him as a boyfriend, whatever the fuck. Okay, but the truth is, okay, once you get past all of that, the truth is, okay, she was fucking it because he could be the swing vote. He could be the vote that she needed to preserve the apartment complex so that her friends, particularly her old friend Harriet, did not get evicted. Okay, because she's like 80 something years old, okay? She can't be out on the street. She's too old, so come on, don't tell me there was no ulterior motive. Okay, this movie's not going to point that out to you, but I'm going to fucking point out to you. She was fucking this guy because she was trying to save the apartment complex. She figured if I'm fucking this guy, then he's going to vote for me instead of against me. Despite the fact that he told her on their first date that he's an asshole. He told her that right there before they even had food. Well, he also told her he was lactose intolerant, but he told her he's a fucking asshole. His job comes first. That's all he cares about is his career. He's a councilman right now, but he's gonna run for mayor. He's gonna run for governor, and that's just the starting. He's just starting with that. Okay, see, he's got aspirations. Okay. And he tells her, like my job comes first, okay? What I do comes first. I don't even talk to my neighbors. Who's that weird old lady living there? Oh my God, isn't she something else? He insults the old lady too. He insults Harriet. So this guy's an asshole from the very beginning. Okay, but she still expected him to take her side in this thing. And she's completely shocked and flabbergasted that he didn't. Okay, well, she gets upset. She starts talking out loud about this is the part where her heart breaks and shit. She can't find her shoe and all this kind of stuff. She's like, I believed in you. I believed in you. Okay, and he's like, you believed in me? You don't even know me, which is the truth, which is the fucking truth. Okay, hey, ladies, she put him on that fucking white horse. He didn't do that. He didn't put himself on the white horse. She did. She did. Okay, so don't get all fucking pissed off when he doesn't meet your expectations. Okay, you put that on him. He didn't put that on himself. He was trying to tell you right from the beginning, I'm an asshole. Now, me personally, if I was an asshole, if I did put my career first and I just thought women were disposable, I sure as fuck wouldn't say that on the first date. Not if I was trying to get laid. Okay, no, not at all. That's completely unbelievable. That's something you'll figure out the longer you get to know me. That's something you'll figure out. Okay, but you don't say that right up front. He did. For some stupid ass reason. I guess because this movie's not very well written, okay? But no, that would not happen in real life, okay? So she should not be shocked at all that he voted against her, okay? But she takes it personal. He tells her, you don't even fucking know me. You're in love with me. You're crazy about me. You thought you and I had something real, something, that was all lovable and shit and hunky-dory and blah, 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 and rainbows and Skittles and all that kind of fucking shit. You don't even fucking know me, which is the truth. Where's the truth? She lives in a fantasy world. She believes these fucking stupid-ass romance stories because her mom told her these stupid-ass romance stories about how she met her dad back in the 1960s, back during one of fucking JFK's fucking rape parties at fucking Lake Chappaquiddick River, the kind where, what's her name? Mary Jane Kopechne disappeared. Yeah, well, she didn't disappear. She fucking was murdered by Ted Kennedy, and her body was in the Chappaquiddick River. We all know that story. Okay, that's the kind of party where Gwen's parents met each other. Okay, yeah, exactly. Okay, so anyway, so she believed the bullshit story that her mom told her when she was a little girl about romance, how she met her dad, blah blah. We find out later on that her dad actually was never in love with her, and she was probably never in love with him either. Okay, so they divorced, and she's dating other people now, all that kind of shit. So that whole fantasy got blown up already, but she still expects it to be real, and she still expected it to happen with her and John, and of course it didn't because he's a fucking asshole, and she's an asshole too. Don't let this crying shit, this fucking self-pity, feeling sorry for myself shit that she does throughout the entire fucking movie fool you. Okay, she instigated this. Okay, she assumed things about him. She put him on that white horse. He didn't do that. In fact, he was trying to get off that white horse. She put him on it. Okay, that's her fault. Okay. Now we got another breakup. Okay, the other main character here, Nick Dawkins, sorry, he's played by Dylan McDermott. Okay, and he's dating Sarah Jessica Parker's character, who is known as Francesca Lenfield, and she played a character on a TV show which was a spoof parody of fucking the Brady Bunch and the Partridge Family. She played a character named Taffy, basically the Jan Brady of the show. Okay, Nick is the same age as her. He grew up watching her on TV. He was in love with her since he was a little boy. Okay, and now he's dating her and fucking her for real. Okay, now she's an adult. Okay, but she's an adult who's really fucked up in the head. Okay, she's been in and out of rehab many times. Okay, she blew through her fortune. The only thing that her manager saved for her was the apartment complex. That's right, Francesca used to own it. Okay, but Nick talked her into selling it to his architecture firm so that he can design the new apartment complex that's going to go up in its place. Okay, you see how everything relates together? Okay, so she did, but she insisted that he designed the new apartment complex, and of course she became his girlfriend because he always had the fantasy of fucking Taffy. Now he gets to fuck her for real, even though she's a fucking narcissistic bitch who tells him right in the beginning, I love to manipulate men. I love to bend men to my will, and blah, blah. And then she tries to analyze him like he fucking needs therapy or some shit. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. You're the one who needs therapy. You're the one that's been having therapy. How's that working out for you? You're still a fucking chain-smoking, selfish, narcissistic bitch. But anyway, that's going on here. So he's dating her for real. She wants the relationship to go further. He doesn't want to. He's emotionally unavailable. Okay, despite the fact that the guys that she dates that are emotionally available, she dumps all of them. Okay, but here's this guy who is not emotionally available, and now she's all frustrated. Oh my god, why? I'm afraid he's in love with somebody else. Well, no fucking shit, bitch. You know what happens when he falls in love with you? You get rid of him. Okay? At least he's smart enough not to fucking do that. Okay? But she still complains. Because all the women fucking complain about men in this fucking movie. Get the fuck out. How come none of the guys are here complaining about women? Exactly, because it's a fucking chick flick. It's very one-sided. Okay? But anyway. So he decided he was friends with Harriet. Now Harriet was the old lady that was living in La Fortuna. So while Gwen was out there breaking up with her boyfriend, okay, Harriet died. Harriet died inside her condo. Okay, her cat was there. She left the door open. She died on the rocking chair. Okay, and Nick was the last person to see her alive. He met her because he was looking for Gwen. He was looking for the woman that wrote all those letters to the LA Times to preserve La Fortuna. Okay, because he fell in love with those letters and he's decided that he was going to try to fucking somehow salvage La Fortuna so that his company doesn't fucking demolish it. Okay, completely. Maybe he can redo the blueprints that he made to at least salvage a part of it. Okay, well, anyone who did that in real life, like not only would they get fired from their job, they would actually get sued as well. Okay, but not him because it's a rom-com. But anyway, he went over there looking for her. He met Harriet instead. They became friends. She had one of her dementia spells where she gave Nick the fucking Dear John breakup that she gave to Irving back in 1932. Okay, like I said, she has dementia spells. She's still in love with Irving, even though he married somebody else like fucking 65 years ago. Okay, but she's still in love with Irving, and she tells everyone that she still plays the record that they were listening to when she kissed him for the first time back in 1931. Okay, so he visited her. He kind of bonded with her. She's an eccentric old lady, very charming old lady. You remember her. Her name in this movie is Harriet Keeney, but you remember her. She was the old librarian from fucking Ghostbusters, the very beginning of Ghostbusters in the library scene. That's her. Okay, so anyway, he finds out that she died. Okay, and so he gets all upset. That prompts him to go visit his dad, who's in the hospital. Okay, he's blown off his parents. He lies to girls about his past. He tells them his parents died. His mom put him in a boarding school. His dad died flying a Learjet. Okay, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. The truth is that he grew up very poor. His dad is an out-of-work musician and an alcoholic. And his mom had to fucking work as a waitress to pay the bills. We see them in the beginning of the movie get evicted from an apartment, so they don't have any money. Okay, he's ashamed. He's ashamed of his past. He's ashamed of his family. He's ashamed of his parents. He even changed his name. His real name is Nicholas DeContis. He changes to Nick Dawkins. That's how ashamed he is about his past, and he lies about his past to the girls that he fucks, to the girls that he dates. But he did tell Francesca though that his dad was just a drunk. She assumed that he was dead, but he's like, no, I just don't see my dad. I never talk to my family. Okay, my dad's just a drunk. Okay, so that's going on. He visits his dad. His dad just passed out there in the hospital. Okay, with a ventilator on. His mom is there. He reconnects with her. She shows him some old photos from the family album. I guess she brings a family album every time her husband goes in the emergency room. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know how the fuck that happened. How does she know her son was going to come visit her when he's never visited her in the past? Okay, but he's there, so I brought the photo album just in case. Get the fuck out of here. Ripley don't believe this shit. It's too fucking convenient. Anyway, he comes home. His girlfriend Francesca's pissed off at him because he didn't fucking tell her where he was going. He says he didn't know he was going to go visit his dad, but he decided to because Harriet died, whatever. And then he tells her the truth. He decides to be honest for a change. He tells her, hey, listen, I lied to you when I said I never watched your show. Okay, when I told you that I grew up without a TV, I was lying. Okay, the truth is I watched every fucking episode of your show, and I was in love with you when I was a little boy. I was in love with Taffy, okay? And that's the reason I was too afraid to tell you the truth. And now Francesca realizes that he bullshitted her. One of the reasons she was in love with Nick is that he told her that he'd never seen the show, so she assumed that meant that he was in love with her. or he was interested in her as a person and not her as Taffy, because all the guys that she reflects, they don't want to fuck Francesca, they want to fuck Taffy, her character from that TV show, except for Nick. He's the only one that wasn't. Well, guess what? He was just like the rest. Okay, so she's pissed off. She smokes some more cigarettes and she goes to pack up her shit, despite the fact that he never fucking asked her to move in. Okay, and then she leaves. She tells him he's toxic. Okay, what else are you gonna say? Yeah, she's toxic. Blah, 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 you know. And he tries to save the relationship. He tries to tell her, hey, listen, you know, okay, I've been lying my whole life. This is what I do. You know, you're gonna leave me. You're gonna leave me right now. Isn't that what you always do? Okay, of course it is. You know, when things get hard, you just fucking up and leave. Well, guess what? Okay, that's what I always do too. Okay, neither one of us knows how to fucking be in a relationship. Okay, so let's just start right here. Let's just start from right here and move forward. And she tells her, no, I can't. You don't understand. Everything ends. Everything eventually ends. You know, even your family, you know. The show gets canceled. And everyone goes their separate ways. Even your family. Even if they're your only family you've ever known. Everything ends eventually. Someday you'll thank me for this. Right, Stinky? And then she fucking walks away. Now, her hair is down the whole fucking time. She's all upset and looking down, you know. Now, she thinks very highly of herself. She's very narcissistic. She told him that, you know, you won the lottery when I started dating you. You won the lottery. Get the fuck out of here, bitch, okay? You are a fucking worn out fucking hoe, okay? I'm sure your pussy's been stretched out to this, okay? Like I said, you got more bodies than fucking Hitler, okay? You smoke more meat than fucking Hickory Farms, okay? You are not the fucking prize. If anything, he's the prize, okay? And I'm not saying this just because I'm a guy. I'm saying because he's the prize, okay? He knows how to talk to women. He knows how to seduce women. He's successful at what he does. He built himself from fucking nothing. What did you do? Okay, you were cast when you were a little girl in a fucking TV show that got canceled a long fucking time ago. Everyone thinks you're fucking dead anyway. Okay, you've been in and out of fucking rehab. You've been in and out of Betty Ford more times than Gerald Ford. So no one gives a shit. Okay, you're not all that. I'm sorry, but you're not, Francesca. Of course, now if this was Eve Plum I was talking to, I would never say that because I'm still in love with her. No, I'm not. She's too old. But anyway. So that's going on here, and she leaves him anyway, and he's frustrated, okay? Here's the one girl that he actually tried to be honest with, okay? And she left him. Well, you should have known that, you dumbass. You should have known. You should have known she would leave, especially when you started out with a lie, okay? Eventually, it's going to get found out. If you fall in love and you spend a significant amount of time with her, okay, she's going to find out the truth, okay? It happens to everybody. You can only keep a lie going for so long. Eventually, she's going to find out the truth. Okay, the only time you ever lie to, I'm not saying lie to women. I'm not saying that at all. But guys, you know, if you're going to lie to a girl to get laid, dude, make sure it's like a girl you're not going to see very much or ever again, okay? All right, you don't fucking lie, and then try to get into a serious relationship, a long-term relationship with them. No, you got to start off with the truth. You always got to start with the truth. Truth, honesty is the best policy. Okay, right in the beginning, make sure it's known. Okay, well, not right at the beginning. Okay, you know, you got to save some stuff for later. You know, because not all the things that you keep secret are bad. Some of the stuff about you that you don't even realize is good is going to come out later on, and she's going to notice that. Okay, so yeah, because you know other people see you not the way that you see yourself. Okay, but anyway, so he lost her, which a good riddance for him. I'm sorry, but Francesca, you're just not girlfriend material, not wife material. Okay, and I think he wants something real. I think he wants to settle down. I think Nick's at that point now where he doesn't want to fucking end up like his parents. He doesn't want to end up old and alone. Okay, so anyway, so that's going on here. Okay. And she leaves, and she says the right Stinky. She says that's the last thing she says in the movie, which is her catchphrase from the TV show. She would always talk to the fucking dog and say, right, Stinky? You know, the fucking dog that looks just like fucking Tiger from the fucking Brady Bunch, which reminds me of a joke. Okay, what was the dog's name on the Brady Bunch, huh? 1, 2, 3. You know it? Okay, Tiger? No, it's not. It was Alice. Anyway, sorry, moving right along. Okay, yeah, so the next thing we hear the piano music again. There's always the fucking piano music in this movie. Okay, and then we see La Fortuna. Okay, we listen to a little montage of La Fortuna. It's abandoned now, so obviously this is a few months later on. There's nobody living there anymore. All the electricity is turned off. Gwen decided to go back there before they demolish it for one last time just to look at it again, because it is kind of beautiful. You know, it's very Spanish deco. You know, like I said, it was built in 1928. Okay, it was designed to look that way, like a hacienda, very Spanish influence, Mexican influence. You know, it's beautiful. The courtyard is beautiful. You know, it's got a fountain there in the middle. You know, where all the tenants can get together. You know, and have little picnics or whatever. You know, so yeah, it is a nice place. Okay, but now it's going to get torn down. Despite Gwen's best efforts to preserve it, she failed. So she just came by one last time. She's already moved out, just to fucking see it one last time. Okay, and she looks around. It's embarrassed, and she notices Harriet's apartment, who Harriet obviously is now dead. Okay, and she finds Cinders there. Cinders was Harriet's cat. Okay, her name was Cinder. Now, Gwen already has two cats. She has a stray cat that moved in with her the day that she moved in. Okay, just off the street, and she took it. But she always told herself, hey, as long as it's not three cats, I ain't gonna die alone. Okay, because we all know what happens to old ladies. Okay, that fucking have cats. Okay, yeah, they end up dying with the cats. Okay, there was actually a famous actress. Okay, that I mentioned in another video who actually did die that way. Okay, and that actress name was Yvette Vickers. Now Yvette Vickers, okay, she did a lot of stuff in the 1950s, okay, mostly B movies, but a few A-list movies as a supporting character. She was in the movie called Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, okay, from the 1950s. Now, no, she was not the 50-foot woman. If you watch the movie, which I have it here, okay, if you watch the movie, the old movie, not the remake with Daryl Hannah, I'm talking the original one, okay. There was the woman. It's about this guy's cheating on his wife. Okay, well his wife is the 50-foot woman. Okay, but the girl, the hot little slut that he's cheated on his wife with, that's Yvette Vickers. Okay, she played that role in the movie. Okay, and later on in her life, when she actually passed away, she passed. They found her. She passed away in 2010, and she was buried in 2011. Now, how is that possible? You ask me. Well, nobody knows for sure when she died. But she died in 2010, but she wasn't discovered until 2011. Why is that? Because she lived alone. She died. Her body had already been mummified. Her cats had already eaten her. I'm not making that up. She was found by a neighbor that hadn't seen her in a long time. The mail was piling up. It was getting yellow. That's how long it had been out there. Okay, so finally her neighbor broke in down the door to check up on her. She hadn't seen her in a year and found her mummified body partially eaten. Yeah, Yvette Vickers. Sad, sad, sad. So the pathologists, the forensics people, they figured out that she must have died, she'd been there at least a year. It took a year for her body to be discovered in her own house. How sad is that? How sad is that? That's fucking horrible. Yvette Vickers, oh my God. When I read that, I was like so shocked. I was like, oh my God, that's so sad. That's so fucking sad. Look it up if you don't believe me, man. What happened to her was really sad. But yeah, that happened to her. That happened to her. So, and of course, Gwen's afraid that because, if she gets three cats, then she's automatically that woman now. She's going to end up like Harriet, an old lady by herself with her cats, and she's going to die alone, like Harriet did, So here she finds cinders now. Now, when she first moved into La Fortuna, the one stray cat moved in with her. She kept it because it was just one cat. But then her friend Debbie, played by Jennifer Aniston, she came by to visit and brought her a cat as a gift. That makes two cats. Okay, and now Cinders has no place to live. Her master's dead. So, of course, Gwen's going to adopt Cinders. So now she's got three cats, which means she's officially the three-cat woman. She's middle-aged, she's single, she has no fucking kids, never been married. Okay, yeah. Congratulations, Gwen, you made it. All right. So all of her fears that she was afraid were going to happen to her have happened now. Okay. So that's going on here. Now she's got three cats, okay? But Gwen, there's an upside here. Gwen has decided to change her life around, okay? From now on, she's not going to be a ghostwriter anymore, okay? She's not writing fake autobiographies for other people anymore, okay? She's decided that she's going to write about what she feels passionate about, okay? So she starts writing a book. She works for this place called the Community Action Headquarters, okay? So she's gotten involved in her community, okay? Public work, okay? She writes for the Community Action Headquarters. Okay, she's writing a book right now. We see her in her office writing a book. It's called Your Neighborhood, How to Hold It Together. Your Neighborhood, How to Hold It Together, dedicated to Harriet Keeney, okay, the old lady that died, all right? And for the very first time in her career, she actually signs it, okay? She actually uses her real name now. Okay, she mentioned that earlier in the movie when she was being interviewed that she never uses her real name in anything that she writes. She always uses a pseudonym or she doesn't take credit at all, okay? That's what she was planning on doing when she was writing Francesca's autobiography. Is she was going to just, Francesca was going to get sole credit for writing it, even though Gwen was the one who was supposed to have written it for real, okay? So good for her, okay? At least she's got some sort of a character arc, okay? Because she was a writer, but she wasn't writing shit throughout this whole fucking movie. She wrote a fucking poem, and that was it. Okay, when her boyfriend / college professor, when she caught him with a fucking guy, she wrote a poem which she recited from memory, and that's it. She never did write Francesca's autobiography like she was hired to do, and she got fired from that job. All right. Meanwhile, Nick quits his job at the architecture firm. He decides he's not going to work. I don't know if he quit or if he got fired. The movie doesn't really tell you. All we know is we see him packing up his shit and saying goodbye to people. Okay, I guess he's not working there anymore. I don't know if he's ever going to do architecture again. Maybe he's going to do something else. We don't know, but we do know that he's packing up his shit. Okay, my best guess would be that he got fired. He got fired because he tried to sabotage his own company's plan. Okay, he tried to remodel fucking La Fortuna into a new apartment complex. Okay, he did all this stuff, when he wasn't allowed to do it. Okay, he overstepped his bounds. He should have gotten fired a long time ago. When he designed this restaurant that's in the movie called The Awful Truth, which is a fucking death trap. It's just a lawsuit waiting to happen. There's nothing in there that's safe. Everything has jagged edges and metal and uneven floors and holes in the floors and all sorts of shit and lights in your eyes. Okay, the place is a fucking death trap. He designed it. He designed a lot of the scenes in this movie take place in that restaurant. Okay, and he designed it. He did it on the side without his company knowing what he was doing. That right there would get you fired and sued. Okay, but yeah, no, not him, not him at all. Okay, so he's packing up his shit. All right. Okay. What do you call it? He offers one of his friends. Her name is Anjanelle, this black woman that he went to architecture school with. He went to college with her, okay? And she works there with him. She talks to him every once in a while. It's a friend that he has at the office, okay? And she's a smoker just like he is. Everyone in this fucking movie smokes cigarettes like crazy, okay? And he offers her a carton of cigarettes as a parting gift, okay? Because he's going to miss her. That was probably the only person at his job that he was close to was Anjanelle. He gives her a carton of cigarettes, and then she reminds him that she quit smoking already. She's already quit, She quit smoking, okay, and she offers to show him how she quit smoking, okay? So he doesn't think about it at the moment. Instead, we see his boss, Timo. Now, I don't know what the fuck. Timo went to the same university as him, because we saw him there. I guess he was his instructor, but now that's his boss. How the fuck that happened, I don't know. But he's this bald-headed guy who's an architect. He's kind of a mentor towards Nick, and he also fucking tells Nick what to do. He's his supervisor, And he doesn't say anything; he just stands there with him, and Nick they just share a moment, looking at each other like goodbye. They're basically making a silent goodbye to each other. Okay, Timo, I think is actually a good guy, but he's way too lenient on Nick. He should have reprimanded him. He should have fucking disciplined him a hell of a lot more. If that had been my company and one of my guys that I'm paying to design buildings for me was designing buildings by himself and keeping that whole commission after he's got a contract with me, oh fuck yeah! Not only would I fucking fire him, I'm gonna fucking take that contract and I'm gonna fucking take that fucking money. Okay, because you're working on my fucking clock, motherfucker. You don't get to make your own deals on the side. I mean, that's actually what happened in real life to Frank Lloyd Wright. He was working for a guy named Daniel Burnham in Chicago, and he was also designing houses on the side. When Burnham found out about it, he fired him, and then, of course, Frank Lloyd Wright went off to become this great American architect. But anyway, but still, he got fired. That's what should have happened to Nick. But no, because it's a rom-com. We can't have that. We can't have an out-of-work fucking male lead, right? Okay. So they share a silent goodbye. Him and Timo share a silent goodbye, all right? And then he goes up to Anjanelle and says, like, okay, well, tell me, how did you quit smoking? Okay. The next scene we see is Gwen. Gwen's walking down the street in LA, in Hollywood, okay, and she walks by this bookstore. And in the display case, she sees a big fucking cardboard display of Francesca Langfield. There she is, Sarah Jessica Parker, okay, full body cardboard cutout, and it's an advertisement for her book. Okay, in front of a bookstore in the display window. Francesca's autobiography is on display, and the title of the autobiography is "No, I'm Not Dead." Because that is the running joke in this movie. Whenever an adult sees Francesca, they remember her from that TV show. They remember her as Taffy, and everyone in the movie always says, like, I thought she was dead. Even in the bathroom at one time, some girl went up to her to ask her for a light, and Francesca just said, like, yes, it's me, and no, I'm not dead. So, yeah. So that's just a running joke throughout the movie, okay? No, I'm not dead. All right, so that's going on here. And she sees it, and she does, and it turns out that Francesca actually took Gwen's advice, because in that bathroom scene earlier in the movie, Gwen told her, hey, you know what, I know I got fired from writing your autobiography, but you should not hire anybody to write it. You should just write it yourself. Okay, I think you would find it highly enjoyable. Okay, so that was the advice she gave Francesca, and it looks like Francesca did do that. She actually wrote the autobiography herself and got it published. Okay, so good for her. Okay, now the whole world can know what a train wreck she is. And by the way, Eve Plum never wrote an autobiography, but Maureen McCormick did. That was the Marsha Brady from the Brady Bunch, and I read that autobiography. Holy shit! What a drug addicted fucking whore Marsha was. I'm glad I never fucking liked Marsha. I like Jan. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I read Maureen McCormick's autobiography. Holy shit, man. That girl was nasty. Marsha was nasty. All right. Yeah, read it. Read it. Like, I still got the copy right here. Okay. Anyway, so that's going on here. All right. It was like, okay. So the very next scene here is they decide that they're gonna go to a Nicotine Anonymous, Smokers Anonymous. Okay, that's like a support group like Alcoholics Anonymous, but it's for smokers. It's for people who are smoking cigarettes. All right, it's a support group. Okay, and when I used to smoke, I have gone to one of those before. I think I went because I saw this movie. When I was in the military, I did try to quit smoking. I did go to a fucking, because I used to smoke too. I'm not judging them for smoking cigarettes. I used to smoke. Okay, and I went to one on base. I went to a Nicotine Anonymous meeting. I went to several actually, and that's how I got the patch for free. I got the patch for the nicotine patch for free. Yeah. So it does really exist, okay? And it did help me quit smoking for like a year, and then I started smoking again. But luckily for me, I have not smoked a cigarette for 5 years. It's been 5 years since I lit up a cigarette, okay? So I am proud of myself for that. Okay, I'm going to stop my review right here, but I'll be back shortly to finish my review of Till There Was You. This movie's almost over. I thank you very much for watching this long, and I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye.